Good morning, good evening, and good night, teacher. Today we are going to present you our project, DnD AI. My coworkers and I are Esteban Vergara, Sebastián Salazar Osorio, and myself, Miguel Ángel Koch. And we are going to present you what is the project about.
Each year, 10 million Dungeons and Dragons sessions are created. But did you know that more than half of these cannot take place due, due to a lack of a dungeon master? Dungeons and Dragons is a game that relies entirely of the imagination of its players, and among them, the dungeon master is the one who creates the story the players will follow, develops characters, the abilities, monsters, maps, and items. Essentially, it's the heart of the game. We depend heavily on them, and there is not always someone willing to take on that role.
For this reason, we created DnD AI. DnD AI is a comprehensive game assistance service for Dungeons and Dragons players and other role game or role-playing games alike. It not only features a grid-based map for real-time tracking and also enables players to move characters and perform actions using text-based inputs in natural language, but also assist in creating the storyline, designing characters and their abilities, and managing enemies similar to a dungeon master role. Also enhancing the experience with a AI-generated character icon and scene images.
The requirements for our application are going to be that if the player wants to do a certain action, like when they are in combat or exchanging goods with an NPC, they are going to have to throw a dice roll, usually ranging between 1 to 20, that will affect how the story is played. Also, the our DnD AI is going to generate a story based on how the user output some text, like saying, "Oh, I want to dance with this girl in the middle of this bar." So the NDI is going to be like, "Oh yeah, I just started to dance, and you saw each other," and start to make a cohesive story based on that. Then the game the application is going to help the player like create their character, like their appearance and their stat sheet about how they are going to play. Like, let's say I'm going to be a warrior, I'm going to be a mage. You're going to be able to customize these kind of things. And the game, the player, um, we think that we would like to see if we can create um, like a fusion between, let's say, DALI to create like a generated image of the character.
Also, when the player executes an epic scene, the interface shall show an AI-generated image of that epic scene. An epic scene is when a player attacks a monster for the first time, or when he finds a chest. Also, in the start of a turn, the interface's console must show the available recommended actions that the player can execute. Besides the recommended actions, the player can do almost anything they want if his character and skills let him to do so. Because that's the heart of the game, the creativity. In the start of a game, the interface's console should show at least 3 different initial histories to the player, so he can choose in which world he wants to play. Initial histories are AI generated with OpenAI. In the start of a game, the interface's console should receive the input from the player, choosing his initial story option.
Another other functions that we are going to develop are the following ones. At the start of a game, the interface's console should receive the input from the player choosing his initial story option. Also, um, after each action the player takes in a battle turn, the battle calculator must measure the player's and monster damage that were taken in such battle. According to the dice roll, attack and defense of the participants in the battle. Additional to this, at the end of every battle, the campaign generator must follow a coherent story result based on the states on the on the stats calculator's final calculus. Then enable the player to continue with the campaign. Uh, and the last one will be that at the start of a game, the session system must enforce the user to start a session so the game process can be saved, and then the campaign should continue where it ended the last time.
That were our requirements, and then I will show you our wiki. Give me a moment.
Thanks for listening.
Here is the wiki. This is our code. We have a front end that we showed it to you at the start of the video, and this is the first deliverable. All is completed. Have all here. Also, this is the class activities, the diagrams and models, and that's all. Thank you for listening. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.